Hey guys, this is Terry from thetattooedbikerchick.com. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to tell you the secrets of the deal to get the best price on a car. The language you need to know, what you need to do, and what they're going to do to try to get the most of your money. First, I'm going to tell you what inspired this video and what happened to us. In my last video, I let you know my husband and I had decided to buy a new car. We had the car picked out, we knew the one we wanted, and the reasoning we decided is we wanted one that was gonna last a long time. Realistically, my Cadillac is a sports car. It has low profile tires, it's hard to get into, it's hard to get out of. I love it though. We decided to go for the XR4. It's their smaller SUV. The one that we chose was pretty well loaded, brand new car. We thought, you know what? To be realistic, we really need something that is going to last. Also will be beneficial in travel with our YouTube, with the vlogging, with the adventure, with all of that. We need more space than my ATS has. I tell you, going through the redwoods and that ATS, it did it. But it would have been a whole lot better in an XT4. Why do I keep saying 5? I don't want a 5, I want a 4. I want an XT4. Okay. Now I'm wondering if it's even called an XT4. Sheesh. I'm gonna look that up because you know what? I may be saying the wrong thing. Yeah, I was right. Hey, I surprised myself. And surprised you too, I bet. I found the one I wanted with the interior I wanted. The interior is really what sold me. But you don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about what happened and how to get the best deal on a car, knowing the car buying language. Let me give you a little bit of background. In 1994, I was the co-founder of a non-profit consumer protection corporation that went after unethical car dealers in the state of Washington. We started that because we went to trade one of our cars in, and the dealer we went to, they looked at our paperwork and said, whoa, you got screwed bad. At that time, my husband was working for someone else, so we were like broke ass poor. Went to an attorney. We didn't have the money to pay for him, and I said, well, can we pick it? He almost fell out of his chair. We picketed and we had fun. And funny enough, we became friends with him and his CFO because we uncovered what his GM was stealing from him. Yeah, that's right, baby. Crazy world. So we picketed this dealership for 9 months. I went to the Attorney General in Washington and got all of the car complaints, the dealer complaints from whichever dealership we were going to, and we would put them up on the wall of shame, showing everyone what the complaint was. We even got the leasing and purchasing laws in the state of Washington changed. We got the lawyers out of the way and we got down to business. We got things going. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let me tell you what happened at this dealership here. It's Litha Cadillac in Portland. Found the car I wanted and I have everything on text messaging. One of the things, I knew the lingo. I knew what a holdback was. I knew what flooring is. I knew what a cap cost was. I knew what a money factor was. I already had this background, and I'm willing to bet there are a lot of you that know that and a lot of you that don't. I did my research. I researched what my car, the ATS, was selling for at dealerships in this area, and I researched what the dealer trade-in value was. Very important that you know those figures. I asked for the money factors and I asked how it would work. It has 0% financing. Let me get this right here. 0% financing for so long, and then 1.9% financing for so long, and then the lease rates were really, really low. Forgot where it was. Oh. He came back with some really great numbers. And then the day before yesterday, we really got down to business. Everything looked great. And he said, hey, just want to make sure you want to do a 36-month lease with 15,000 miles. That was my first clue, because that's not what I wanted to do. But he's trying to lock me into the lease from the first bit of it. So I knew I needed to do a little extra research. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute, because you need to know this next time you lease a car. The VIN number is on the window sticker. I took the VIN number, did a run on it, found out how much they paid for the car, I asked him about the holdback. I asked to see the invoice. He avoided all of those questions. And I just sort of went with it because I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on here, because he seemed like a straight up stand-up guy. That's the problem. A lot of them do. He's kind of dancing around everything. I want to see the invoice. Nope. He wouldn't answer my question about the holdback. I already knew about Cadillac's program, but I said holdback. I'm going to tell you about what that means in a minute. I asked him how the residual was, something else you need to know on a lease, and how accurate it's going to be. So you have to be really careful, and you have to know the difference between a closed-in lease and an open lease. All right, I had already been speaking to Cadillac Corporate because of my prior dealings with the dealership and my ATS. You know, I'm laid back and everything, but when it comes to people screwing people over, I don't go for that. So I said, I've been speaking with Cadillac Corporate. As you know, I had told them about my problems with this dealership with Litha in the past and what my concerns were. And I was very reluctant to do a deal. But there's not another Cadillac dealer near me. My gosh, Cadillac, get some dealers here. And when I ask them about the holdback again, I will put links in the description box for this. There are some terms like flooring. That's the interest rate that a dealership, the dealer does not own those cars. Those cars are owned by a bank, a finance company, someone else, and the dealer has to pay flooring on those cars. It's a certain percentage. It's sort of like a low interest short-term loan. And I asked him about the holdback. Their holdback was 3%, but they have a program called Pinnacle. Pinnacle came about to make Cadillac dealers more profitable. So for those of you that don't know what a holdback is, a holdback, when the dealer sells the car, the brand gives them a certain percentage back. Cadillac's, it's stating as of 2020, September 2020, Cadillac has a 3% holdback. I need to really research a little bit more on the Pinnacle program. I'll put the link in the description box for that. They're telling you they're not going to make any money. They're going to get a check when they sell the car. I'm getting ahead of myself. What the heck? I feel like Terry here. Then he started getting a little snippy. Cadillac hasn't had a holdback in almost 3 years. I'm almost positive. Not positive, but I'm almost positive you're getting a better deal than I could get with employee pricing. Then answer my questions. Here's the kicker. He already had given me the numbers for a lease. I can figure out loan calculators everywhere. Just punch in your numbers, your down payment, what your trade's worth. Boom, it should be right there. And the payment on, it was on a different car, but the money factor was the same. So the payment came out to about, if I went with a 36-month lease and put $1,500 down, the payment would have been around $560, give or take. He switched over from leasing to purchasing. So they're going back and forth on me. We ran it with 72 months at 1.9%, and that comes out to $769 a month with $1,500 down, or 84 months at 5% with $1,500 down. He switched off a lease. At first he was really pushing the lease, and then he decided to go for a loan instead. I don't know why. I'm the one that's making the deal. Why is he making the decisions for me? Crazy, right? So his lease payments came back. I think he may have forgotten he gave me the chart. He had given me. Yes, I'm educated. Given me. I think he forgot that he had given me the charting with the money factor and everything and the payments at that point. This was before his GM got involved, or his finance manager. And the payment that he quoted me for 3610 lease was almost $200 more than I had figured on this car and what I had been quoted. And the purchase price of the car, if I was to finance it, that monthly payment, don't ever negotiate on payment. You hear me? Don't ever negotiate on payment. I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. The payment he came back with was like $150 more than I had figured out. I'm like, whoa, baby, what's going on here? So he said, let me get a printout of how we price cars so you'll have a better idea. I'm not stupid. I'm blonde, but I'm not stupid. I'm very well educated. I know what I'm doing. And I'm very well educated in the art of purchasing and leasing cars. I said, it's pretty straightforward. Numbers are numbers. I said, please send me your form, because I want to know why there's such a huge discrepancy in the prices here. We're both using the same numbers. What are you using, Common Core math here? You using some new weird freaking Oregon math? No, math is math. Then it starts to get more interesting. I asked him about the holdback program again, knowing that they had Pinnacle. Finally, he says, we have something called Pinnacle where we get a little bit of money back if we do everything right. Bullshit. It was designed to make Cadillac dealers more profitable. Then they sent me a write back form, which is with the correct title fees and all that. Below is the write back fee, or the write back with the correct title, taxes, and fees. We're gonna get to that in a minute, according to Oregon law. And I said, was there an attachment? It didn't come through. Sorry, phone went dead. And I said, I hate it when that happens. I'm trying to be cool with the guy because I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. The price of the car that we were looking at is $54,300. Was at $54,300. Then they had a $7,000 discount on that, and then $1,500 back from Cadillac. Then I saw they were going to give me $18,000 back for my car that I already know dealers in the area are paying $20,000 for, and they're selling them right now today for $24,000. So they were going to give me $18,000, and they estimated my payoff high. I told them exactly what my 10-day payoff was, and they estimated it over $1,000 more than it actually is. That's why you have to know everything when you go in there. I'm telling you, they're speaking a different language than we are. And people would say, you guys are just so stupid when we first started this corporation. Judges and attorneys and people that had no knowledge of the leasing industry or the purchasing industry and the way car dealers work, they don't understand the money, what the front end profit is, what the back end profit is, how much you can charge over the buy rate. I'm going to explain all this to you guys. Hang with me. All right, so we ran it at, they have a document fee in here of $115 too. We're gonna get to that in a minute as well. They devalued my trade-in, which is otherwise in the industry called stealing the trade. People don't know that. You devalue the trade-in. Most people don't know what their trade-in is worth. The dealer makes extra money. And then I put my $1,500 down, and he came out with $47,540. The car was advertised on their website at $45,800. I ran all the numbers. I know my registration. I know what all of that is. I also know that this document fee is bullshit. I'm not gonna pay you a document fee. They need to make money. These guys need to make money. I don't want to scam anyone. They need to make a profit. So that's how they said that they came up with this. So then I questioned him on, is this for the lease? Because I didn't know what he was doing here. The trade negative equity isn't correct. Then I tell him what the dealer retail value of that car is, $24,000 average selling today in Oregon, and how much I owe. I owe $20,000 on it. Unless the numbers are incorrect, maybe you're trying to steal the trade. I would hate to think that, but with my past experience with Litha, I told him, that's just a path my mind goes down. I said, can you please verify? Then he says, no one's trying to steal your trade. We know what we can buy it at auction. We know the value, the car, the damage reported on the Carfax. Let me tell you about the damage reported on Carfax. A lady hit me in a parking lot. It cost $1,700 to put my bumper back on. The car wasn't damaged. I could see it if I had something with the frame or if I had a significant impact with it, but they're using that to gouge me. Bullshit. Then he says, we want to do business with you and treat you fairly. Oh, really? Sorry if you think differently. I probably can convince my manager to maybe put 19 in for your car. Remember, we can't give you retail. I don't want him to give me retail. I want him to make money and then run it through the shop and detail it. It's already been detailed. I keep my car detailed and make a small profit. Bullshit. You could probably make $3,000 off of my car as it is right now. And we're discounting the new vehicle at $7,000. Yes, they are. This is another interesting thing. He sent me this. I'm going to put it in the paperwork too. They ran my car through a wholesaler, through an auction place. The auction, and he sent me that paperwork. The auction place came back with $18,900. So I asked him, what happened to that, on the auction? You just sent me that price. Where's that other $900? If that's what you're saying my car is really valued at, you only quoted me $18,000, not $18,900. It's another $1,000. Then I said, thank you for your time and your information. Let's get into how you figure this stuff out, okay? What you need to know when you go in. First thing you really want to know, kind of narrow down your choice. Look around, figure out what you want. Find out what dealer price is or what it's going for, the true value, market value in your area. It's all different. Know that know your credit score, know your trade. Those are the things. And if you can get financing beforehand from your bank or a credit union, do that. Don't tell them that. I'm going to tell you why in just a second. When you go into the dealership, they're going to ask you, more than likely, they're going to say, well, how much a month do you want to pay? Don't negotiate on monthly payment. I know a lot of you know this, but I know a lot of you don't. This is what happens. If you negotiate on a monthly payment, they've got you, okay? Their numbers came back at $300 a month, but you've already said you could spend $5. So they're going to tell you they're throwing in some free product like a protection package, a maintenance package, can't even read my own writing. You know, all those things that they try to sell you when you're in the finance office, they say they're going to throw them in for free. No, it's in your contract. If you tell them your monthly purchase price or fee, what you want to pay, they're going to find a way to make you pay it, and they're going to make more money on that deal. If you go in and you're going to pay cash, don't tell them you're going to pay cash. Negotiate the deal first. Here's why. In Oregon, you need to check your state. In Oregon, dealers are allowed to add 3% interest on the buy rate, what they got from the bank. Say US Bank gave them an interest rate of 3%. They can charge you 6%, but you don't know that. So you need to know that when you go in there. Stay calm, stay patient, stay disinterested, because if you get really excited about a car, they know they have you. And they know that you're going to run on emotion instead of logic. And that's not anything you want to do. Leasing. Right now, in September of 2020, there are over 1 million lease returns that are coming into dealerships this month. Over 1 million. They're going to be flooded with lease returns. That's one of the reasons lease returns were created. One, no one understood what the terminology was, so they were able to make a lot more money, and then they would always have a steady supply of used cars to sell. So I don't get it. I don't get it. And I know I'm skipping around, but you got to realize that's my brain. It goes this way, goes that way, goes up that way, but eventually I've got all the pieces together. You just have to sometimes maybe have some knitting needles and tie those ends. In the research that I've been doing as of today, between 2 and 5%, when you see the invoice price, you want them to make some money. You already know that they're going to get the holdback or the Pinnacle program, whatever that is. You want them to make money. You want to make money for your job. Between 2 and 5%. Car dealers, on average, it's a good front end profit. I'm going to explain back end in a second. It's a good front end profit of about $1,000 maybe. They really don't make a lot of money a lot of times on the sale of a car. They get you in the back end when you go into that finance office, and that's one of the things we used to see a lot, and we got changed. They would stack the papers. You wouldn't see what you were signing, and you'd been in the dealership for like 13, 14 hours all day long. You wanted to go home. They told you they sold your car because you were going to trade it in, and you don't realize, because you're so tired, you just want to get it over with. You don't realize they're lying to you because they can't sell your car unless you sign on the dotted line. They freak you out is what they do. So then you go back in and you've got this stack of papers. That's what they call them, stack the papers. And they flip it for you. They say, oh, this says this, this says this, this says this, and you just sign. You just want to get out of there. You just want a hamburger. You want something. Your kid's screaming. You've been in there all day long. You want out. You'll sign it. I've done it. I've been there. Their back-end profit is where they're going to make a lot of money. They're going to try and charge you a document fee. I will put Oregon statute in that says that is not a required fee, although they will tell you it is a required fee. They are going to, if you finance the car, go with your bank. Get it from your bank. Don't tell them until you've already made the deal, because they're going to make that deal counting on making the extra money that they can put on the finance buy rate that they get. 3%, that can be a lot of money. They're going to try and sell you the extended warranties. If you read through them, they don't extend much of anything. There are a lot of exclusions in there in those extended warranties. They're going to try and sell you a maintenance product, I cannot speak because I'm me. They are going to try and sell you a maintenance contract, make it look really good, and you don't realize until later, if at all, that maintenance contract that you purchased, if you were to pay for that maintenance separately, would probably be a quarter to half as much as they're charging you. And that maintenance contract doesn't include everything that you need maintained. They're making some extra money there. Fabric protection, that was one of the biggest things in Washington. That was known as the Northwest package. Basically what they did is spray some Scotch Guard on your fabric. So for $25, you could have done the same thing. So these are kind of useless products. If you know, I'm not saying don't buy them. If you want them, by all means, go ahead. If you want to shop at Litha, by all means, go ahead. I am not saying not to. I'm just saying watch out with any dealer. Litha is just the one that I am dealing with. Right now, I'm waiting on a phone call from Litha Corporate. I wanted to give them fair warning, let them know what's going on to see if they're going to solve the problem. You know, guys, I could talk about this forever. I could tell you the tactics that I've learned forever on buying and leasing and what car dealers will do. But in the end, it's really the responsibility falls on you. You need to do your research. You need to know, like I said, what all of these terms are. And there's something in here that I was going to put, I saw, and it's like the language of car dealers. Do your research, learn the language, know that in the front end, they're not gonna make that much money. They make it in service and they make it on the back end. Document fees are not required, and make sure you don't give them a monthly payment because they will pack the payment. I am so disappointed. The only reason I'm still considering Cadillac is because Cadillac Corporate has treated me so well. And I realize they don't have authority over their franchises, generally speaking. Cadillac, I will continue to promote. It's an American-made, fantastic product. I love my car. I would love to love an XT4. I can get in and out of it. I'm 6 feet tall. It's huge inside. The safety ratings are 5-star. It's got great reviews. And I would be able to have that car, 10, 15 years if I wanted to. Guys, protect yourselves. Get a master's in car negotiations, both purchasing and leasing. There are all sorts of tricks that they're making money at. I don't want anyone out there screwing these guys. They need to make a living. They have kids to feed. But at the same time, I don't want them lying to you or me or my kids about anything. Thank you for everyone that has hung on so long. I really, really appreciate it. I would love for you to subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell. Don't just hit the bell, but you can choose if you want all notifications or personalized notifications. I would appreciate that. It really does help the channel. It helps me out a lot on my quest to become financially independent. And in my final words, what I want to say is I want to reiterate, I do not have a problem with Cadillac. They've treated me wonderfully. Cadillac Corporate has been amazing. So that being said, I'm going to wind up. I know this was long-winded. Hopefully I can cut a lot out. Hopefully I didn't repeat myself too much because I do that all the time, even when I'm talking to myself. You guys, I love you. Thank you again for steering me in the right way for that heat shield. Captain Itch reached out to me this morning. I emailed them. They loved the video. I love the product. I love you for recommending it. Thanks again for hanging out. I hope you got something out of this, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.